Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Maggie and this is Homemade on the Ridge. My Instagram handle is home on the ridge. That's home.on.the.ridge. And this is a channel here on YouTube, Flosstube, called Homemade on the Ridge. So it's kind of a spin-off of my Instagram name. I am located in Northwest Arkansas, and this is a channel about cross stitch and other crafts and just things I'm working on around the house, decorating, baking. There will be all kinds of things that I'll throw in along the way. So if you're interested, keep watching. And today I thought I would share with you what I've been working on the last week or so since I last saw you, and share a finish that I'm excited about, some haul, and just stitchy plans as we go into the end of September already. It's crazy. Today is Friday, September 20th, 2024. So with that, I will get right into things. What do you want to see first? My finish? I'll show you my finish. Okay, so if you're coming back from previous videos, you'll have seen that I was working on this Coraline figure by Abby Sue Designs. And I decided to stitch the figure and leave off the dots here that surrounded her, even though they're really cute. I just left them off. I stitched it on a darker fabric. I think it's like a chalkboard Aida. And I added some things and changed up the pattern just a little bit when I finished it. So here's the finish. So like I said, I stitched it on Aida. I want to say this is 16 or 18 count Aida. I'm not really sure. In a darker color. I don't know the name of it. I apologize. But this frame I got from Amazon. And I'll talk about the stitch piece first. So I finished the actual figure in the pattern and decided that I wanted to make make a face on her. The pattern didn't call for it originally. And I printed this picture off from the movie. This is if you're not familiar with the movie, Coraline is a little girl who moves out of state with her family to a crazy set of apartments, and she meets a little boy who lives down the road, and he gives her this doll that he finds in his grandmother's trunk. And the doll looks just like her. And she calls the doll Little Me. So I tried to give a Little Me spin to my finish. So I added 2 buttons for the eyes. And I added the little freckles there with French knots. So cute. And then I ordered this frame from Amazon, like I said. And you'll notice also in the pattern, I stitched all the way down to her legs like the pattern called for. But the length of the pattern was a little bit too long than what I had originally planned for. So when I finished it, I just laced it, and I laced it around some sticky board and folded under the part like her skirt and legs that I had already stitched. And when I framed it, now you can just see the upper part of her body, but I think it still looks okay. So then in previous videos, I said that I had an idea of how I wanted to finish it by adding buttons all the way around the frame. And when I started to add the buttons, I added these 3, and I thought, that looks good just like that. I don't want to add any more buttons, but what else could I do to make this fun? And so I decided to add some elements from the movie here and went out in search of maybe something that I could buy to add. And I found this key on Etsy, and it arrived in the mail, and the person who made it included these little stickers, 3 little stickers. And in the movie, these are the lost souls that Coraline finds and sets free at the end of the movie. And so I added those. I added the key, and this is all just hot glued on here onto this frame. And then this spider web is actually made from hot glue. So I laid this frame down on my project table here in my craft room, and I drew with a pencil on some, I took some, what do you call it, wax paper, and I laid it over the frame so you could see the outline of the frame, and I kind of traced around the frame so that I knew where the borders were of the frame. And then I drew, kind of just sketched out a spider web with a pencil. And then I took my hot glue gun and made a web out of hot glue. And if you actually, I laid down parchment paper and then made the web out of glue. If you put it on the wax paper, it will stick. But if you lay the hot glue, if you put the hot glue down on parchment paper, you can peel it right off. So if you're on Instagram, you've already seen this. And I kind of showed that in a reel that I made over there. So if you want to go check that out, if you haven't seen it already, it shows me peeling this off of the parchment paper. So I laid once it cooled, I laid it down on the frame, and I just used scissors to trim around, you know, where it was a little bit too long or whatever, just to kind of customize it around the side of the frame. And then I just dabbed a little bit of hot glue here and here and here, and then on these longer pieces, and it just stuck right down. And I think it turned out really cool. So the last thing that I added was, whenever, in the movie, whenever Wybie is his name, that's the friend of Coraline, when he gives her this doll wrapped in this newspaper, he leaves a little note, and the note says, "Hey Jonesy." So her last name is Jones, and he calls her Jonesy. He says, "Hey Jonesy, look what I found in Grandma's trunk. Look familiar? Wybie." And so I actually did a screenshot of that actual letter that he, or little card that he wrote and left in that package. And then I printed it on my picture, my Epson Picture Mate printer. And I cut it out and I glued that right down on top of that spider web. So these are just elements from the movie with some buttons here at the top. And I just really, really like how it turned out. It's so fun, so different. And I can't wait to display this at Halloween with our other things that we've made. So I'll just give you a little bit longer look here. And all together. So yeah, finished, fully finished. Excited about that one. So the next thing I will go into are my WIPs. So let's see, I'll start with this one. So as you know, I was working on, actually before I go into my WIPs, I wanted to talk about something. This is also on my Instagram if you may have seen it already. But this weekend I had a little fun with Shrinky Dinks. And I turned a couple of projects into like crafty related or scrapbooking related things, and then also for stitching, and I'll share those with you. So if you don't know, you can actually buy this Shrinky Dink paper on Amazon. This kind right here is the kind that's clear on both sides. There's another kind that's frosted on one side and like slick on another, and you can use colored pencils and things on that. On this kind, you really can only use like permanent markers. So I got both kinds. I used the other kind up, or I would show you the packaging on that. But this is the packaging for the, like I said, it's just two different types. And if you find this, you'll find the other one. But the first thing I made were these little ghosty charms for Halloween. Are they cute or what? And I added a little hole at the top to hang, you know, from. And this little skeletons. So I made several different kinds of skeletons. Those are actually the same. Here's a different one here. Aren't they cute? They turned out so cute. So you can lay the paper down on anything. Coloring sheets. I found some, just some free clip art online and trace them. I traced them with at first a pencil and then a Sharpie marker. And then you can cut them out and color them with colored pencils. I used the Prismacolor colored pencils for these, and then you bake them, and they literally only take, I think the oven temperature was 325. All of the instructions are on the Shrinky Dink, sorry about that, the treating packaging, but the temperature of the oven is 325, and then you bake them for like 2 minutes and pull them out, and that's it. They're so cute. So I'll show you what I did with those. So you guys know from previous videos, if you watch, that I do some scrapbooking. This is actually my October daily album for 2024. I haven't started it yet, but I plan to really soon. If you don't know what October daily is, it is basically an album project, a scrapbooking memory keeping project, where every day in the month of October, you tell a story. So you could use pictures or just journal or anything. Put any type of ephemera in there, movie tickets or whatever, whatever story you want to tell. And every day, and you number it, and every day for the month of October, you put another entry in. And so by the end of the month, you have 31 stories for that month, all in one album, completed album. And what I like about it is we have a lot of things going on in the fall and in winter also for Christmas. So all of these are my December daily albums that I've completed. This is 2016 all the way to 2023 that I've completed. And that project is similar in that it's the month of December when you're actually doing that project. So this one is my album for 2024. And right now it just has one thing in it. But like I said, I'm going to get started on it pretty soon. But the little Shrinky Dinks that I made, so these have little dangles here. This one is Snoopy with a jack-o'-lantern. And this is a bat and another jack-o'-lantern, and then just a little hedgehog inside of a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin. And these are the mini Hallmark ornaments that I just kind of tied on the same way with the ribbon. But the Shrinky Dinks, I made my own little dangles for this year's album. So they just hang on the outside of the album like that whenever it's displayed, and they're so cute. So some of the Shrinky Dinks that I made, I didn't hole punch, and that was for this purpose. So this, if I didn't mention, this is an Allie Edwards album, and the inserts that come in them are also Allie Edwards, and you can find them on her website. She has a website and a blog for December daily. But I added the ghost into one of these 4x3 this is 8x6 6x8 with 3 little pockets along the side and then 4 down. So I added them into the album just as a decorative page, and so you'll be able to see through whatever I put on the behind it. But they turned out so cute. It was so much fun working with those Shrinky Dinks. I had a lot of fun with it. So the scrapbooking is one thing that I did with them. And then the other thing that I did was, let's see, I made little back charms for my cross stitch. So let me see, do I have one on here? I think I do, yes. So, like I said, the ones that I hole punched, I added to the zipper pull as a zipper pull charm. Isn't that cute? So these little things also came from Amazon. You could find them in like a pack, and I just put them in this little container that I got from Hobby Lobby with some old pliers or whatever you call these. They come with these. They come in little bags, so they don't go everywhere because you get quite a bit in a package. I don't even know how many, a ton, more than I will ever need probably. But there's the actual clip that clips to your zipper pull, And then also these little round things, which have a name. And it has escaped me now. But you clip whatever item you hole punch onto this jump ring. That's what they're called, jump rings. You put it on the jump ring, and then you lace the jump ring through the little, there's a little circle there at the end of that clamp, and use the pliers to close it on top of it so that it doesn't come off. But those were really fun to make. I made several of those. But I think the one thing that I'm even more so excited about than any of the things that I've showed you is I made some floss drops. So before I show you my floss drops, I want to tell you a little story. And I don't want you to judge me, okay? So like I said in my first video, I think, I've been cross-stitching now. I started cross-stitching, gosh, when my oldest was a baby, and he is 29 now. So do that math, 20 plus years. And I got away from it. And then when I came back to it, I really just came back to it because I really wanted the end result. Like I didn't really do it just for the joy of stitching or just the act of stitching. I loved having that finished product. And so I still don't really have too many WIPs going at once because I start to feel overwhelmed, because I really am after that final finish, that, you know, that thing that I can display in my home more so than not seasonally. So up to this point, up until I started working with those shrinky dinks, this is how I was storing my floss for each project. So don't judge me. I just have a little bag here. I put one of those charms on this too. But I have a little bag here, and this project is actually from my Lizzy Kate Halloween Rules project, so it's all DMC. So all my DMC is in this little bag, and I just, when I need a color, I'll pick the color, and you know, you get your strand out that you need, and then when I'm done with that, like my working strand, I literally just wind it around the DMC, and it looks like this. And I kid you not, like my whole bag is full of these, you know, where I've used different colors, and you know, it just kind of hang out, you know. What a mess. That's so embarrassing, right? I mean, that's embarrassing. But I'm not going to do that anymore, because now, and I could have bought Floss Drops, obviously, but whenever I was working with those shrinky dinks, I just thought to myself, man, I bet that would make really good floss drops, and it did. So this is, I wanted to show you, this is actually, let me get my board, see if you can see it better. Can you see it better? This is actually the size of my floss drops before I baked them. So I cut out, I think one full sheet, it's like an 8.5 by 11 sheet in that shrinky dink box that you can get. I think I cut it into 3s and then 1. So I got 6 pieces out of it. And that's one of these. And then I'll let you look at that for just a second. And then I punched 2 holes in it. And the hole punchers I used were these. I've had these in my scrapbooking stash forever. These are from Hobby Lobby. They still have them. This is a, gosh, I can't see, a 2-inch circle punch and a 1.5 circle punch. And like I said, you can get these in the scrapbooking aisle at Hobby Lobby. But for the larger hole, I used the 2-inch punch. Did I say 2 or 3? 2, it's 2. The 2-inch punch, and then the smaller one, I used the 1.5. And then I put them in the oven for 2.5, like 1 to 2 minutes. I think it was like little over 2 minutes. And it came back with this. And these, when I tell you guys, these are hard. They are, you know, so sturdy, and they are the perfect size. I mean, isn't that crazy? It shrinks down to this size. And another thing I found is you can write on here with any kind of Sharpie marker. So this is DMC 07 that I used. And then when you're done with this, you just take like an alcohol on a cotton ball and just rub that right off. It wipes right off clean, and you can write on another color, and you know, these are interchangeable throughout the projects that you're using. So I made a bunch of those, to try to get myself organized. And in fact, I think I spent an entire afternoon. That's what I did Sunday. And so now we'll get into my WIPs. Now that I have explained all that, because I wanted to show you this floss. So here's all the ones that I made for this. Isn't that awesome? And these, I found these rings, you can find them any craft store really, but I got these on Amazon as well. But yeah, anytime, once I finish this project, I can just wipe all those numbers off with alcohol and kit it up for something new. But this project is the Autumn Town, and I did make a little bit more progress on it. This is Autumn Lane Stitchery, called Autumn Town. I'm stitching mine on Apple Harvest Lugana 28 count. So I switched out the fabric for Lugana, and this is the project, or this is the progress that I have made. Let me get my board. So the last time I showed you, sorry, let me get situated here. The last time I showed you this, I had the white done in the part of the house and then just one line of roof. So I finished this roof. I started in the center. So this is the center house on that pattern. And then I filled in all of this gray here, and I'm about to start in on the color of one of the bushes. So yeah, it's coming along. Like I said in previous videos, it's gonna take a little while, but this is the house that I'm working on right here. So next I will be pulling in some yellow and orange from those bushes, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited to pull in some color. This fabric is so awesome. I got it from, let's see, Bush Mountain Stitchery. And like I said before, it's the Apple Harvest, which is the called for color but the Lugana it actually calls for linen, and I'm not a linen stitcher, so it's Lugana 28 count. So yeah, I am loving the progress on that so far, and it's a joy to stitch on, like I said, especially with my floss drops, my floss that looks so nice and pretty. Let's see, the next thing I will show you is let's talk about the Lizzy cake again. So last time, this is Lizzy Kate, Halloween Rules. Here's what it looks like when it's all finished. But as I said in previous videos, I'm stitching these individually because when I finish, I want to turn it into a banner to go across our hutch in our dining room. So I showed these before, but I'll show them again in case you didn't see the other videos. I'm a little over halfway finished now. So there's wear a costume. Oops. Eat candy. And these each have buttons. Really, really cute pattern. It's been fun stitching these, and they're quick stitches. Visit a haunted house. Because these are, I pre-cut these all the size of, just to stitch them individually. And because of that, it's kind of hard to put a hoop around it. So I've just been stitching these in hand. It's really the only project that I stitch in hand. I like stitching in hand, but it's kind of harder when there's just a lot of fabric to work with, so I don't always do it. Scare a crow. Carve a pumpkin. Stay up late. And then I was working on Mind Your Mummy the last time I talked to you all. And I had finished maybe a little bit of the words, not all the words, but I finished it. He's so cute. So this is Mind Your Mummy. Let me show you the pattern here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, so these, the way they come, if you're not familiar, you actually get two in one. So each little like pamphlet has 2 in 1. So there's Mind Your Mummy, and then the next one is Sit for a Spell. So, and then if you open it further, you see the pattern. But so yeah, these come in 2s. But back to Mind Your Mummy. So I finished him up since the last time I saw you. The little frog, so cute. Skeletons are so cute. Cute ones anyway. So yep, Mind Your Mummy, finished that one. And I started Sit for a Spell. So Sit for a Spell is the one with the cat. I'll show you again. And I finished all the words on that one. So that's where I'm at. So that should be finished up pretty quickly. And then I will only have 4 more left. Can you believe it? Ah, oh, I'm almost there. I'm really getting motivated to finish this. I really want to finish it before Halloween so that I can display, like figure out how to make that banner that I was talking about and display it for Halloween this year. I don't know how old this WIP is, but it's getting up there. Definitely a couple of years at least, maybe more. So I'll keep you posted on the progress on that one. The next one I will show you. Let me see. Yeah, those were the 2 that I had already started the last time I saw you. Then I started another one. I told you about it. I was waiting on the threads. I had ordered the threads from 123 Stitch, so I was waiting on that order to come in. And it is the cute little animal crackers, Nettle. These are by Stacy Nash, new from market this year. So this is Nettle, and then Reynard, the cute little fox. And I told you guys last time that I have an idea to put a Halloween spin on Reynard so that they will be a pair, like a trick-or-treating pair. So I'm excited to get these stitched up and share that with you. So I started on the little, what is this called? Needle book, the little needle book here. And I finished it. This is stitched on, I wrote that down, 18 count, Picture This Plus Heritage. And I'm stitching all the called for floss, which I believe they're all Weeks Dye Works. So this is just some floss that I had in my stash. Let's see if I can show you better. Or not floss that I had in my stash, fabric that I had in my stash. And I thought that it went really well with those colors, so that's why I chose it. So I finished the little needle book, and I started on her mask. So here's the picture on the back of the mask by itself. And I got just right between her eyes stitched. So that one's coming along. It's been fun too. I'm excited to get to the characters. I don't know if I'll move on to Reynard's little bag next or start on her. I'll probably start on her. So hopefully by the next time you see me, I'll have made some progress on that and I'll show you where I'm at. The next one, I believe that's all the WIPs that I had. So the next thing, I will share, I was waiting on fabric for, this is my unicorn chart. I showed this in my first video, I think. So these are Judith Kirby Victorian houses, number 9. And number 15. And these are, I want to say late 80s, from the late 80s, but you can stitch them together as one piece, which is what I plan to do. So I am so excited to get started on this, and I'm still waiting on that fabric. So sorry to disappoint you. I'm disappointed as well. I have not started on this yet, but I hope to soon. It is like the best Halloween pattern, if you ask me. I love it so much, and I can't wait to stitch it. But I found these on eBay. If anybody's looking for them, you might go out there and look and see if you can find them, or somewhere else out on the internet. But I ordered 28 count Monaco Misty Gray from Garibaldus Needlework on Etsy, and it's on its way. It's just not here yet. So hopefully by the next time you see me, I'll have a new start on these, because I'm really excited about those, especially with October just around the corner. I will share one little thing as part of a haul that I got whenever I ordered the threads for the animal crackers. I found these, I just happened to see these out there. They're little sew-mate scissors, and they're just these tiny little snippet scissors, and I'm really enjoying them. So if you're on the hunt, like I don't really have like a lot of, you know, fancy project bags. I just like these mesh ones from Amazon, really, I think. Oh, and you can also get them on 1-2-3 Stitch. But I have some that are, you know, handmade, and I do love them. But I just, you know, I'm more about the finished product really. So I don't really care what it's stored in. But I'm also, I want this to be fully kitted up, you know, at any moment, so that I can grab it and take it with me, you know, on car trips or, sorry about that. I'm not sure where I got cut off, but I had to go tell my husband something. So you know, back to the bag. So I would just grab a bag, and it has like the pattern and the fabric. Like this one has all the different pieces of the Halloween rules in it. So that if I finish one, I can start another. But I like to just throw the like little scissors in here. So I have multiple scissors. This is like a little, one of those magnetic containers from Hobby Lobby that holds extra needles, because in this project you need a tiny needle to sew all the buttons on. So yeah, so I found these little scissors, and they're, I want to say, not quite $5, so $4 and change. But I picked up a bunch of these and just threw them in all my project bags, and they're awesome. So you should check them out. I can't read that brand name, sorry. Oh, it's Sew-Mate. Here's the packaging, Sew-Mate. But they snip really well, and they're compact, and they're great for on the go. So let's see, what else? I think I showed you everything. Here's one little non-stitchy related thing that is also part of some haul that I got. So I don't know if you're familiar with the news recently from Disney World announcing that they are going to expand Magic Kingdom and put in a Villain's Land, which I'm extremely excited about. We're Disney fans around here, and so I just have a soft spot for the villains, especially around Halloween. So I have a tree that I hang ornaments from. I collect ornaments, so they're Hallmark ornaments, and also from the Disney store, Disney branded. And so because of that announcement, I'm assuming because of that announcement, they came out on Shop Disney or DisneyStore.com. They re-released some of their villain ornaments. And so I picked up a few and I thought I'd share those with you. Whenever we have not decorated, I have not decorated for Halloween yet, but when I do, when I put that tree up, I'll share either some pictures or video of it, maybe do a little house tour with my Halloween decorations, and that so you guys can see. But this is Vanessa, the sea witch from Little Mermaid. I keep having to stop this video. So anyway, here's this one, Vanessa. And the little tags that come on it, I just clip that off and I use my own black ribbon so that they're all uniformed. But it has Ursula the Sea Witch in the mirror. Oh, that's such a good one. So you guys need to check those out. Maleficent. This is brand new this year. And then I also have a soft spot for Nightmare Before Christmas. So I picked up 2 new ornaments. The mayor is my all-time favorite. And here's the mayor, and his little head spins around. He is so cute. I haven't figured out if I want to do like a Nightmare Before Christmas tree like by itself or incorporate this some other way, but I have started collecting Nightmare Before Christmas ornaments as well. And then these little guys. Aren't they cute? So yeah, I thought you guys might enjoy seeing those. We're big Disney fans, so I like to decorate with those at Halloween. So I think that was everything that I was going to share with you today. Just a few shout outs who mentioned my channel that I'd like to say thank you and mention them so that you guys can go check them out as well if you don't already follow them. Christy and Callie at Floss Boss and Cousins, they're amazing, so funny. Lisa at Lost in Stitches, she has some amazing projects that she shares. Megan from Sassy Southern Stitcher, I love Megan. And Allison at AZ Family Zoo, hi Allison. And Heather at Woolly Woolly Sheep Sheep. Heather is new to me, and I've been catching up on some of her videos as well. So you guys check them out, they're amazing. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Bye.